Ralph Boston was an American track athlete who received 3 Olympic medals and became the first person to break the 27 feet barrier in the long jump. He died on April 30 at the age of 83 from complications of a stroke. Boston was born in Laurel, Mississippi and attended Tennessee State University, where he won the 1960 National Collegiate Athletic Association title in the long jump. In August of the same year, he broke the world record in the event held by Jesse Owens for 25 years at meet in Los Angeles. He then won the gold medal at the 1960 Olympics in Rome, setting a new Olympic record at 8.12 meters. Boston was married twice and had 3 children. He was also a civil rights activist and a mentor to young athletes. He worked as a sports commentator for NBC and CBS and as executive for Equitable Life Assurance Society. He was inducted into the US Olympic Hall of Fame in 1985 and the National Track and Field Hall of Fame in 1974. He was widely regarded as one of the greatest long jumpers of all time. Havre de Grace was an American thoroughbred racehorse who was bred in Kentucky and was 2011 American Horse of the Year. She died on April 30 at the age of 15 from complications of a stroke after falling. Havre de Grace was sired by 2005 American Horse of the Year St. Liam and out of the mare Easter Bunnett, a daughter of Carson City. She was named after the city and racetrack of Havre de Grace, Maryland. She was initially bought by Fox Hill Farms for $380,000 and later sold to Whisper Hill Farm at 2012 facing Tipton, Kentucky Fall mixed sale for $10 million. Havre de Grace had 8 foals including one she produced on April 28 by Into Mischief. Her other offsprings include a filly by Tippett named Graceful Princess who won a stakes race in 2019 and a colt by Warfront named Protos who placed third in the Wither Stakes in 2020. Broderick Smith was a British-born multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter and sometimes actor. He died on April 30 at the age of 75. He was member of 1970s band Sundown Carson and Dingoes. He was known for his masterful blues and his interest in roots music. He played harmonica, vocals, guitar and banjo. He also acted on stage and in TV series. He was the father of Ambrose Kenny Smith, who was a member of the rock band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. He died after a long battle with cancer. He had been diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2016 and underwent surgery and radiation therapy. He continued to perform and record until his health deteriorated in early 2023. He passed away peacefully at his home in Melbourne. He was remembered as a legend of Australian music and a nice guy with a bit of smart ass streak. Patricia Hamilton was a Canadian actress and voice artist, perhaps best known for playing Rachel Lindy in the television miniseries Annie of the Green Gables and its sequel. She died on 30 April at the age of 86. She was born on 27 April 1937 in Regina, Saskatchewan. She attended Pittsburgh, Carnegie Tech and London Central Speech of School and Drama. She started her acting career in the 1970s, appearing in British shows such as Upstairs, Downstairs and Doctor at Large. She also acted on stage and in films such as The House Without a Christmas Tree and My Bloody Valentine. She was married to actor Leslie Carlson from 1967 to 1973. They had a son, Ben Carlson, who is also a stage actor. She had a sister, Barbara Hamilton, who was also an actress and died in 1996. Patricia Hamilton died after a short illness at her home in Stanford, Ontario, Canada. She was remembered as a talented and versatile actress and a beloved icon of Canadian culture. Gordon Lightfoot was a Canadian singer, songwriter and guitarist who achieved international success in folk, folk rock and country music. He is credited with helping to define folk pop sound of the 1960s and 1970s. He died on May 1st at the age of 84 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He was famous for his songs such as If You Could Read My Mind, Sundown, Carefree Highway, Rainy Day People and The Wreck of the Idiom and Fit Desert. His songs have been recorded by many renowned musical artists such as Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan and Neil Young. He was also a recipient of many honors and awards including 6 Juno Awards, the Order of Canada and the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. He was married twice and had 6 children. His first marriage to Brita ended in divorce in 1973. His second marriage to Elizabeth Moon lasted from 1989 to 2011. The cause of his death was not disclosed by his family or or his representatives. However, he had been battling pneumonia and kidney problems for some time before he passed away. He died peacefully at his home surrounded by his loved ones. Barbara Bryne was a British-American actress of film, theatre and television. She appeared in comedy, dramatic and musical productions of Broadway and studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. She died on May 2nd at the age of 94 in Minnesota, USA. She was famous for her roles in Stephen Sondheim's musicals such as Sunday in the Park with George and Into the Woods. She also performed in Sondheim's A Little Night Music in Washington, D.C. She was a regular performer at Gumtree Theatre in Minneapolis and at the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Ontario. She received a Drama Desk Award nomination for her role as Kate in Entertaining Mr. Salon. She was married to Denise Pensy, a Canadian actor and director from 1953 until his death in 2018. They had one daughter, Susan. She also had a brother, John Brinkenshaw, who was a television director. She was a dual citizen of United Kingdom and the United States. The cause of her death was not announced by her family or her representatives. However, she had been suffering from dementia and other health issues from some time before she passed away. She died peacefully at her home surrounded by her loved ones. Tori Bowie was an American track and field athlete who primarily competed in the long jump 100 meters and 200 meters. She had a personal record of 6.95 meters for the long jump set in 2014. She was a 2017 100 meters world champion, a 2016 Olympian and a three-time Olympic medalist. She died on May 2nd at the age of 32 in Horizon, West Florida, USA. She was famous for her sprinting and jumping abilities, which earned her 3 medals at the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. The cause of her death was not disclosed by her family or her representatives. However, she had been missing for several days before she was found dead at her home. There were no signs of foul play according to the Orange County's Sheriff Office. That is it for today. Please subscribe to our channel.